Russian President Vladimir Putin has offered what he called total support for Africa, including in the struggle against terrorism and extremism. The speech was read out at a summit in the Black Sea resort of Sochi by Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov to his African counterparts. Several African governments have cut ties with traditional Western allies and are looking to Moscow for help in tackling frequent attacks by jihadists. During the summit, Burkina Faso's Foreign Minister Karamoko Jean-Marie Traoré said Russia was a more suitable international partner than the former colonial power, France. It is a view shared by several of France's former colonies, and was reiterated by Mali's Foreign Minister Abdoulaye Diop, who contrasted the Kremlin's sincere partnership to the neo-colonial relationship of Western powers. He said that as well as military cooperation, Mali was exploring other joint projects in the energy, telecommunications, technology, and mining sectors. Russian companies are working in all these areas with the Malian government and private partners in Mali to provide solutions to the challenges facing the Malian people. The two parties have agreed to step up the pace to ensure rapid results, he said on the second and final day of the Conference of African Foreign Ministers. Wagner mercenary fighters, now rebranded under the Africa Corps banner by Russia's Defense Ministry, were the preferred choice for the military leaders who ordered French and UN troops to leave. Russia's help, often in exchange for access to raw materials, also comes with a promise that there will be no meddling in a country's internal affairs or lessons on how to run an election. However, Russia's military expeditions to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have helped protect the junta leaders there, but have failed to make much progress in the fight against Islamist militants. Nonetheless, the Kremlin is trumpeting about these newfound friends, with Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova saying the conference had dashed Western hopes for Russia's isolation. And Lavrov said Russia's relations with Africa were strengthening more and more with progress on all axes. Putin's speech underlined this point. I would like to reiterate that our country will continue to provide total support to our African friends in different sectors, ensuring sustainable development, the struggle against terrorism and extremism, combating epidemics, food problems, and the consequences of natural disasters, it said. Emanuela Del Rey, the EU Special Representative for the Sahel region of West Africa, told the BBC the West needed to accept the shifting sands of allegiances. While Russia was certainly a very malicious actor, the Italian diplomat explained it had a strong bond with Africa going back to before independence and was not alone in its interest in the Sahel. It's largely a desert, but in reality the region is very crowded, because at the moment you see Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Iran, all member states of the EU and the UK, she said. In fact, African leaders were pragmatic about their need to diversify their partnerships, Ms. Del Rey said, adding it was not a time for the EU to abandon what she called the three difficult countries of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, which have all experienced coups in recent years. Her point was that it should not be seen as a competition. Rwanda, which has strong ties with the UK and the West, is one of several African countries that have already signed deals with Moscow to get help building a nuclear power plant. Rwandan Foreign Minister Olivier Nduhungirehe, who is also in Sochi, told the AFP news agency hundreds of Rwandan students had graduated from Russian universities, including those who specialize in nuclear science. We hope to be able to train a certain number of scientific managers specializing in this field, he added. 5 years ago, Putin promised to double trade with Africa. This has not happened. But using other means, which the West sees as destabilizing the continent, Russia's influence has grown significantly.